We have started a series called Bhakti Sadhana. I hope you attended first two sessions. So today we'll be going through the third session. Nava-Vidha Bhakti. So, the process of bhakti is basically consists of 9 vidhi. Vidhi means to-dos, 9 ways or 9 processes. These 9 processes we are going to discuss today. So, today's topic will be discussed in this sequence. I'll be introducing you this topic by focusing on these points: way of freedom from material consciousness, overcoming obstacles with surrender, achieving spiritual abode. These are goals, as we have seen in Discover Yourself also we saw. So, devotional service, the foundation of devotional service. Why devotional service is important? What is actual path? We will ascertain what exactly precisely is devotional service or bhakti. What are scriptural injunctions? And then we will go into the details of those 9 processes of pure devotional service. Fine. So let us start. We saw that spirit soul is entrapped or encaged in the body. And this bodily misidentification and subsequent sufferings were discussed elaborately earlier. So we saw in Discover Yourself also that we are Atma, we are soul, spirit soul. But we are now in a condition in which we are entrapped in this material body, made up of flesh, bones, skin, blood, urine and stool, everything in body. And if you go still subtler into what is seen behind the skin of our body, we see so many organs. But we saw that we are not that body, which is made up of all this earth, water, air, fire, ether. And still subtler, we saw that mind, intelligence, and false ego. So all these coverings are prone to death. They are always changing. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata. One that is eternal is actually the truth. One that is temporary has no existence. Bhagavad Gita says. So as such, its meaning is no existence means what? It can mean that it doesn't exist at all. But in the context of our bodily existence, Srila Prabhupada says that it is a real energy, but what is not existing is that the false ego. The false ego makes us feel within our mind and intelligence that we are this body. That is not existence. Non-existence means that. Actually, it's not a truth that we are this body. Non-existence means this. It's a truth that we are not this body. Otherwise, after body is dead, there will be nothing. But it's not the truth. Even after body is gone, the soul remains. That's a spiritual reality which is observable. We saw it in device, in out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, scientific research on soul. We saw reincarnation and memories. So there are lots of proofs. And we saw Dehinosmin Yatha Dehe, within the body also how we are transiting from childhood to youth to old age. So body is changing. It's temporary. Whatever cells we have, it's temporary. But we evolve through body and our body changes, but we as I stand same. So that I is false ego. But when that I is purified, then it is soul. When it is liberated from misidentification, then it is soul. So that I is non-existent. Just like in a dream, the person in personality in dream is non-existing. Although it is seen as a reality. Dream, when we are in dream, we feel that this is reality. But actually it is non-existent. Similarly, our bodily consciousness and false ego is non-existent. Although dreams are true in a sense that there is some action and reaction happening within some dimension of nature. We are associating our self with that dream consciousness is non-existent. It's not truth. In that sense, we are entrapped in body. We as a spirit soul are in illusion. So Krishna says this Mamaivamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashasthani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. It's a hard struggle. Srila Prabhupada has translated it as a hard struggle. The living entities in the conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Mama eva amsha. We are part of God, part and parcel of God. But due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard. Prabhupada has translated. With the six senses, which include the mind. Five senses, knowledge gaining senses, or five working senses, and mind. Struggle is very hard. All of us are aware of that struggle. The bodily platform struggle is very hard, very difficult. So with that, so many sufferings are there. They are listed there: suffering due to body, mind, suffering due to others, adhyatmik, adhibautik, adhidaivik klesh. We have seen them. And then birth, old age, disease, death is continuous cycle through which the living entity is going through. Srimad Bhagavatam also says what is, source of our misery. Due to the external energy, the living entity, although transcendental to the three modes of material nature, thinks of himself as a material product and thus undergoes the reactions of material misery. Srimad Bhagavatam has said this. This verse comes in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.5. Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam. Yaya, by which sammohitam, yaya means by which, ya by whom. Sammohita means illusion. Jiva means we, spirit souls. Atmanam trigunatmakam means we start seeing ourselves as something made up of three gunas: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, sattva, raja, tama. So we misidentify ourselves in illusion. Paro api means even though he is coming from spiritual world. Paro api manute anartham tatkritam chavipatyate means manute means takes it for granted. Manyate या manute मानता है ऐसे. आत्मा क्या मानता है? मैं त्रिगुणों से बना हुआ शरीर हूं, ऐसा मानने लगता है. And then with that the cycle of actions and reactions start, and abhipadyate means undergoes thereof anartham, things which are not wanted. All anarthas crop up due to this bodily misidentification. So Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto discusses Kapil Muni's teachings to his mother Devhuti. So there also Kapil Muni has given so much depth of knowledge. It's called Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga is useful to understand this discrimination between soul and body. So there he instructs his mother, Bhutaihi Panchabhihi Arabdhe Dehe Dehya Budho Sakrut Aham Mameti Asadgraha Karoti Kumatir Matim. Bhutaihi Panchabhir Arabdhe. By such ignorance of life, the living entity accepts the material body, which is made up of 5 elements. Bhutai Panchabhir Arabdhe. He accepts non-permanent thing as his own and increases his ignorance in the darkest region. Karoti Kumati. Kumati. कुमति बोलते हैं ना, सुमति, कुमति, कुमति, ऐसी दुर्बुद्धि कहां से आ गई? कुतस्त्वा कश्मलम इदम विषमे समुपस्थितम. कृष्ण आस्क्ड अर्जुन, कुतस्थ, कहां से आया तुम्हें? कश्मलम, ये मल, ये अर्जुन आर्ग्यूमेंट कर रहे थे बैटल ऑफ कुरुक्षेत्र में कि पाप हो जाएगा, इनको क्यों मारना है, मैं तो सन्यास लेके जीऊंगा. तो भगवान बोलते हैं कुतस्त्वा कश्मलनी, कहां से आप में ये कुमति आ गई? तो इग्नोरेंस. So the Kapil Muni says, by ignorance that the living entity accepts material body, which is made up of 5 elements as himself. There all the trouble starts. Tadartham kurute karma yadvadho yati samsnutim यो अनुयायाति तत्क्लेशम अविद्याया कर्म बंधनः. For the sake of the body, which is a source of constant trouble to him, isn't it? Body is constant trouble. What pains his body? What gives miseries his body? All troubles are in body only. Body can't sit for long. Body can't sleep for long. Body can't remain without eating for long. Body can't stay without drinking water for long. Even though today we have taken breakfast, lunch is required. If somebody is eating at 2 times, he will be tormented by hunger in the evening. Even though he eats in the evening, next day again hunger troubles him. All of this is happening in body. So body is a place of trouble, constant trouble. Here it is said. And which follows him because he is bound by ties of ignorance and fruitive activities. Means, because of body, he has to act. Nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tishthatya karma. Without doing any activity, no living being can stay for long. For even a moment, it is said. Nahi kaschit kshanam api. एक क्षण भी कोई कर्म किए बिना नहीं रह सकता. तो कर्म जब बॉडी के लिए होता है तो इट्स अ सिन. सो ही गेट्स implicated. Like eating. Is eating a sin? It's a sin. Who said this? Bhagavad Gita said this. What is the word? Means somebody is eating, then also he is committing sins. Why? Bhagavad Gita says this. Yajna shishta shinassantu mucchante sarvakil vishayhi bhunjate te vagham tu agham papa ye pachanti atmakarana. Means ऐसा बोलोगे तो लोग डर जाएंगे, बट आपने डिवाइस किया इसलिए बोल सकते हैं. ये पचंती तु आत्मकारणात्, means one who is eating for the sake of satisfying his belly, stomach, satisfying hunger. उसका क्या बोला है? अघम पापा. अघम मतलब घोर, मतलब खाना भी जहां पे पाप है ऐसा शरीर है. और यही कपिल, हाँ, प्रसाद वो विधि है. यज्ञ शिष्टाशिन संतु, भगवान को ऑफरिंग करने का विधि है, यज्ञ बोलते हैं उसको. तो भगवान को ऑफर करके खाते थे. भुंजते यज्ञ शिष्टाशिन संतु मीन्स यज्ञ का उच्छिष्ट. यज्ञ का मतलब विष्णु का उच्छिष्ट. मुच्चन्ते सर्वकिल विषय. All sins will be eradicated by offering it to God. But what point I want to mark or highlight is, even if you do the karma of eating, you will be getting into sin. And you saw Tirupati Balaji. यज्ञ शिष्टाशिन संतु, यज्ञ नहीं किया है, वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया है. तो इट्स नॉट, इट्स you see what happens. So it's a dangerous place, and it's a sequence of karma, reaction, chain and action and reaction. So person suffers due to his body, and within the body he does karma and again goes on suffering for getting reactions of his karma. So it's a chain, it's a troublesome place. जैसे एक भौरा भौरा होता है ना पानी में, बहुत बड़ा भौरा अगर पानी में आ जाए तो बहुत अच्छा तैरने वाला भी उसमें से बाहर नहीं निकल सकता, वो डूब जाता है. उसी प्रकार ये शरीर जो है ना वो व्यक्ति को डुबा देता है, ऐसा इल्यूजन है. So for the sake of the body, which is a source of constant trouble to him and which follows him because he is bound by ties of ignorance and fruitive activities, he performs various actions which cause him to be subjected to repeated birth and death. So this is the condition. This is called entrapment of the soul. बोलते हैं ना हम लोग फंस गया. कभी कभी किसी लीगल कॉम्प्लिकेशन में कोई फंस जाता है, तो ही से यार फंस गया मैं बुरी तरह से, ऐसे निकलो इसमें से, जो भी कमाता हूँ इसी में चला जा रहा है. कोई डिसीज होता है तो फंस गया इस डिसीज में, सारा जीवन भर का कमाई इस डिसीज ने खा ली, फिर भी कुछ ट्रीटमेंट पूरा नहीं हुआ, फिर उसको कुछ पेटिशन, कुछ ये ऑनलाइन कुछ तो फंड रेजिंग वगैरह शुरू करना पड़ता है. द बॉडी कैन ट्रबल टू सच एन एक्सटेंट वी कांट इमेजिन. So it's not a happy place. Body is not a happy place. So we want freedom from bodily consciousness. So the soul which is in the region of the heart, along with Paramatma, that soul has to come out of this bodily consciousness. I am showing that spirit soul versus body. We have to see our body from outside perspective of our original soul's perspective. We have to get freed from material bodily consciousness. We understand that self-realization can free us from the material world of bodily consciousness. So self-realization is required. We have to realize. Ubhayor api drushtontah varnayo tattvadarshibhi. Ubhayo means both of these can be seen by Tattvadarshi Mahatma. How I am in false bodily consciousness and how I am a spirit soul. Both dimensions a Tattvadarshi Mahatma can see. Sa evam vetti purusham prakritim cha gunai sah sarvata vartamanopi na sa bhuyo abhijayati. Krishna has given solution. Na sa bhuyo abhijayate. जातस्य ही ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च. One who has taken birth, he is sure to die, and one who is dead is sure to take birth again. Tasmat apariharyerthe. Apariharya means you can't change this. Krishna has said this. One who has taken birth will die, one who has died will take birth again. So this is infinite loop. Apariharyerthe. You can't change it, Krishna says. But Krishna also in 13th chapter indicates that how to get rid of it. Jatasya means one who is born. Body is born. Soul is not born. Body is dead. Soul is not dead. So in bodily consciousness it is apariharyate. If I think I am born, I am sure to die. If I die, I am sure to take birth again. So if I realize myself as not body which is dying and taking birth, then I can get rid of this illusion. So that is indicated in 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Na sa bhuyo abhijayate. Who will not take birth again on this earth? Abhijayate means फिर से reborn. Who will not? Na sa abhijayate. So what is solution? Sa ya evam vetti purusham prakritim cha gunai sah. One who knows, understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, purusham, prakriti, material nature, and the interactions of them, gunaihi sah, guna, sattva, raja, tama, how they bind us into the body, how they bind soul into the body, and they put him in this material nature. One who understands this is sure to attain liberation. So we have to understand how it works. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his current situation or present position. He will not take birth again. So Krishna is giving us this knowledge, how much precious it is. It uproots all the problems. Kshetra kshetrajnayorevam antaram jnana chakshusha. Kshetra kshetrajna. Kshetra means body. Kshetrajna means one who knows the body. So antaram, there is a difference. Kshetra kshetrajnayo evam antaram jnana chakshusha. Why? Jnana chakshu means by the eyes of knowledge. One who can understand this antaram, difference between body and soul, bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduryanti te param. They get liberated from this material nature. And viduryanti te param. They go back to Godhead, or they go to spiritual world where there is no death, or they attain supreme goal of life. So bodily consciousness has a very good answer. We can get freed from all the troubles by uprooting all the miseries with this jnana chakshu, by seeing with the eyes of knowledge. So freedom from bodily consciousness is understanding this philosophy concerning material nature, living entity, and interactions of the modes of nature. So this is the way of going beyond this bodily consciousness, seeing with the eyes of knowledge. This is very important. So overcoming the insurmountable illusory power, Maya, is process of knowledge or process of self-realization, understanding self separate from body. So the important principle Krishna says in this is Daivi Hyesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. We were talking about Jnana Chakshusha, the eyes of the scriptures. So the eyes of the scriptures are the ability to understand it and overcome the illusion. It's a process of not only theoretical knowledge. Jnanam vijnana sahitam yajñātva mokshase ashubhat. It is process of knowledge, and knowledge that is phenomenal and nominal. One that is perceivable by senses and one that is not perceivable by the senses. So knowledge to jnana to vijnana, realize knowledge, takes something beyond theoretical study. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita is available as an open book. But how many of us or how many people can actually go beyond illusion? Knowing that something is illusion and coming out of that illusion are two different things. Are you getting my point? Knowing that by study like this with this formula, if I study, I can get to rank number 1 is different thing. And actually getting rank is a different thing. So Krishna is talking about that in this illusory power, overcoming illusory power. Krishna is saying you may get theory, you may read theory, but if it has to work, then you have to come out of the illusion, and the process of coming out of the illusion is prescribed in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Daivi hi esha gunamai mama maya duratyaya. Duratyaya matlab not easy to overcome. When God is saying it is not easy, then who are we to take it easy? God is saying, Mama Maya, my power of illusion is very powerful, very difficult to overcome. Duratyaya means difficult to overcome. Duratyaya also has a sense that very cunning power. One which can test you thoroughly. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mam eva means me only. Mameva ye prapadyante, one who surrenders. Mayamitam tarantiti. They can come out of illusion. They can cross the ocean of birth, old age, disease and death. Ocean, the उपमा जो है वो एक समुद्र की वो क्यों दी है? क्योंकि ओशन इज लिमिटलेस and coming out of ocean is not easy. If yesterday somebody showed me a video where a boat capsized in Goa. I don't know how many of you saw it. Hmm? South Africa, okay. That toppled. So I saw that video. It's very difficult to come out of that ocean once you are drowned. So Krishna is saying that it is very, very difficult. The divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered Sharanagati unto me can easily cross beyond it. So if we act according to false ego, then we are finished. Krishna says, Machittaha. Machittaha means by giving me your consciousness. If you become conscious of me, Machittaha Sarva Durgani. Durga means Durga Mata. Navratri chal raha hai na abhi. Durga. Durga is we saw in device. She is ये जो किला है इसका किला material Durga prison house of why we are in a prison house in but bodily conscious entrapped in a prison house. Durga Mata is the jailer. She is in charge. She is seeing how we escape out of it. Maya is Durga only. Chhayeva yasya bhuvanani vibharti Durga. Ichhanurupamati yasya chacheshtate sa govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajan. Brahma Samhita says that this Maya Durga is chacheshtate sa. She acts according to my actions. Chhayeva yasya. Chhaya means this is my chhaya. It is according to my movement that movement happens. Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mameva ye prapadyante Maya mitamtarantite. That shadowy existence, Durga, she will not let you go. But that Durga, Machitta, Sarva Durgani, all obstacles, Mat Prasadat, if you please me, Tarishyasi, you will be able to cross. Atha chetvam ahankara na shroshyasi vinangshasi. If you do not hear me, Krishna says to Arjuna, vinangshasi, you will be gone. Your existence will be lost in material consciousness. So therefore, that is difference between Krishna consciousness and false ego. Whether we listen to Krishna or we listen to false ego, my own false ego. तर्क, क्या हम तर्क करके नष्ट होना चाहते हैं कि हम भगवान ने जो बोला है वो सुन के करना चाहते हैं? सर्व दुर्गाणी, सारे obstacles you will overcome, Krishna is assuring. So we can obtain Krishna's grace and Krishna's eternal abode or freedom from false ego by formulae which are given by Krishna. Krishna says in 18th chapter, Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madavapashraya. Sarva karmani api, all your karmas, sada, all the times, kurvani. Kurvano means you can do madvyapashraya by taking shelter of me. You do your work, but take shelter of me. Mad prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padam abhyayam. By pleasing me, you will be able to obtain your original position. Shashvat position, eternal position. Avyayam means which is not. Vyaya means it's not death, it's beyond death. Avyayam means no, nashta na hone wali. Imperishable. You can, under my protection as my pure devotee who listens to me and offers everything to me, you can obtain that position which is eternal by my grace. So Krishna is saying this process of surrendering is devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tad anantaram. How you can enter into that spiritual anantaram, spiritual existence or spiritual world? Bhaktya, by devotion. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. You will be able to know me in truth. Yavan yaschasmi tatvata, as I am. Not your speculation how I will be. As I am, you will be able to see me, understand me, know me by bhaktya, by devotional service. And after knowing me, what happens? Tato mam tatvato jnatva. Tatvatah janna. Tatvatah matlab as it is, as he is. Tato mam, Krishna says, as it is when you know me in this way by devotional service, devotional surrender, vishate tadanantaram. Then you will be eligible to enter into spiritual consciousness, spiritual world, beyond birth and death. So, bhaktya, devotion. So, we have therefore this course, Bhakti Sadhana. This course is Bhakti Sadhana. Bhakti, the importance of bhakti is so nice, means it's so wonderfully explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti is so important. So in this Bhakti Sadhana, we have seen these two topics, Bhakti Yoga at home. I hope you attended that first session, Bhakti Yoga at home. Then we saw why do we do what we do. So today we are coming at this point where we want to understand Vidhi, process of devotional service, Bhakti. So where from we learn Bhakti? How do we learn Bhakti? So many saints, so many sampradayas, so many, spiritualists, sadhus, saints, so many books, so much of literature is there. We saw Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. Bhagavad Gita is sufficient. But in Bhagavad Gita also, or understanding Krishna Tattvata as it is, we have to understand the scriptures. And there are many scriptures. There are many books of spiritual knowledge. So in that, we have to understand philosophy tattvata correctly. There are many philosophies which are difficult to study completely and to understand completely. In scriptures also, even Bhagavad Gita also, there are so many commentaries of different people, different acharyas, different sampradayas, so many saints, they are speaking on the Bhagavad Gita. Even in management schools, they take concepts from the Bhagavad Gita. So, understanding Tattvata is important. We saw that. So, understanding Tattvata is devotional service, Bhakti Mai Seva. As we say, sometimes we say, you don't understand me because you don't love me. It's a natural thinking. If somebody is not understanding us as we are, then we say that he lacks love towards us. We see that mother understands us very well because mother loves us most. Similarly, devotion and tattvata understanding as it is. I know Krishna what he is saying. Mother Yashoda can see that. Even though externally Krishna is doing something else. But when we understand Krishna as he is Tattvataha, then we actually can claim that we love him, or he can certify us that he loves. Whatever you act, if somebody can understand your intentions beyond your external actions, apparent actions, then you understand the person is loving you. So in Mahabharata, this comes. Yudhishthir Maharaj, you might have heard this. There was a samvad, yaksha samvad. There was a yaksha prashna bolte hain na hum log. Yaksha prashna means if you don't solve that problem, then it's a question of death. Because Pandavas, all four, five of them, except Yudhishthir Maharaj, they went on searching for water because they were thirsty. And there was a lake, and there was a yaksha there. And yaksha, prevented those four who went earlier from drinking water. He said, you first ask, this is my lake, you first answer my question, then touch water. But they were so thirsty, they could not control and they drank water. And at the same time, they were proud of being warriors and can defeat anybody. So they took it as a challenge and they were dead. And Yudhishthir Maharaj came, he was wondering, my brothers are so powerful, they are sons of demigods themselves. There is nobody who can defeat them. They can never lose a battle war. How come there is somebody who can kill them? So he understood this Yaksha is not a ordinary person. So he was ready to answer. The other thing is he was perfectly in control of natural urges of body like hunger and thirst. He could control hunger and thirst, which is very difficult to overcome. Until unless one is established in dharma thoroughly, he can't control hunger and thirst. So Yaksha was asking questions, and in one of the questions it was how to understand the absolute reality. So there the answer of Yudhishthir Maharaj was Tarko Pratishtha Shrutayo Vibhinna. Shrutayo means there are many scriptures. There are so many scriptures. Vibhinnaha. Tarko Pratishtham. Tarko Pratishtham means there are many philosophies. Tarka. Nasava Rishir Yasya Matam Na Bhinnam. And nobody can be called a Rishi if he has no different opinion on what is given in scripture. So all Rishi Muni have their own opinions. There are Tarka means there are speculations. This means this means this. Everybody has his own understanding, and then only they are supposed to be Rishi. They have their own philosophies. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhyam. But the dharmasya tattva means really dharma means what? Surrender means really what practically? That is not so easy to understand. Guhyam, secret. Bhagavad Gita also says, Tasmat Guhyataram Shastram. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshavāgamam Dhamyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. I am telling you this king of all knowledge, which is Guhyam, Rajaguhyam, king of all secrets, secrets of all secrets. So Dharmaraj Yudhishthir is saying Dharmasya Tattvam Nihitam Guhyam, very secret. Mahajano Yena Gatassu Pantha means if one follows Mahajana, if one follows the truth which is established by great personalities called Mahajanas, then one can understand that secret. Mahajana Yena Gatassu Pantha. This is very important understanding. So therefore, we have Mahajanas of Bhakti. There are 12 Mahajanas. Brahma, Shiva or Shambhu, Shuka, Swayambhur, Narada Shambhu, Kumaraha, Kapilo Manuhu, Prahlādo, Janako Bhishmo, Balir Vayya Sakir Vayam. There are these 12 Mahajanas. This verse is spoken by Yamaraj. So Yamaraj is saying Swayambhu. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu. Swayambhu means Brahma. Shambhu, Narada. Kumaraha, Chatushkumar. Kapilo Muni, Kapil Muni. We saw verses from Kapil Muni also. Sankhya Yoga. Prahlāda Mahārāja, Janako, Janak, Bhishmo, Bhishmadev, Balihi, Raja Bali, Vayyasakihi means Shukadev Goswami, Shuka. Vayam means I myself, Vayam. Yamaraj. Dvadai Shaitai Vijanimo Dharmam Bhagavatam Bhata. These 12 Mahajanas know the real Dharma. Vijanimo means Vijnana, Vijanami. Janami and Vijanami. Janami means theoretical knowledge. Vijanami means realized Vigyan or knowledge. Vijanamo. Guhyam Vishuddham Durbodham. Guhyam means secrets. Vishuddham means pure. And Durbodham means very difficult to have pure understanding. बोध हुआ बोलते हैं ना, मुझे बोध हो रहा है उसका. आप क्या बोल रहे हो ना, मुझे बोध हो रहा है उसका. आई डोंट नो इंग्लिश में देयर इज सच अ पावरफुल वर्ड, रियल अंडरस्टैंडिंग. durbodham. It is very difficult. Yam jnatva amrutam ashnute. By knowing which one can taste the eternity. It is available with 12 of us. We actually realize this knowledge. So therefore, these 12 Mahajanas are very important for understanding the truth. It is very confidential, difficult for ordinary human beings to understand, but if by chance one fortunately understands it, he is immediately liberated and thus he returns home back to Godhead. Yamaraj is saying. Because Yamaraj is person who is judging our activities. Mama Maya Duratyaya. He is understanding whether this person can go back to Godhead or he is to be brought to my abode, Yamaraj. Yamalok में लाना है, नरक में इसको छोड़ना है. He is saying कि 12 लोगों को हमको पता है क्या है. Bhagavad Gita also says, Evan Jnatva Kritam Karma Purvairapi Mumukshibhi Kuru Karmaiva Tasmatvam Purvaihi Purvataram Kritam. You have to do your karma, Evam Jnatva Kritam Karma. By knowing this, by following in the footsteps of Mahajanas, the people who were successful. Evam Jnatva Kritam Karma Purvairapi Mumukshubhi. Mumukshubhi means one who wants liberation. One who wants liberation, how they have acted, your ancestors, they have acted in the past. You should follow in their footsteps. Krishna says to Arjuna, Purvairapi Mumukshubhi Kuru Karmaiva Tasmat. You should act accordingly. Purvaihi Purvataram Kritam. As the standard was established by them. Because they know the path. The path is not so easy, isn't it? If somebody wants to go to a destination which is very difficult to go, the path is not easy. It's not available on Google Map. Then how do you go there? By taking guidance. And more difficult the path is, more guidance at each step is required. Therefore, Mahajana Yenagata Supanta. Their life is available to us in scriptures. So, one of the Mahajanas is Prahlāda Mahārāja. So, today we are going to know this knowledge, spiritual knowledge, culture of knowledge, by getting, training from Prahlāda Mahārāja, or what is his instruction. The youngest amongst all 12 Mahajanas is Prahlāda. Prahlāda was 5 years old when this happened with him. Hiranyakashypu, his father, he asks, my dear Prahlāda, my dear son, O long-lived one, for so much time you have heard many things from your teachers. Now please repeat to me whatever you think is the best of that knowledge. You tell me best knowledge. महाजन को पूछा जा रहा है. छोटा बच्चा है 5 साल का पर महाजन है. उसको पूछा जा रहा है कि ये हिरण्यकश्यप कौन है? The king of the world at that time. Whole world was at his feet, including all demigods. He controlled everybody and everybody was ready to accept him as supreme person. Only his 5-year son did not accept him. So he was feeling harassed. पूरा दुनिया मेरे चरणों में झुका हुआ है, मेरा ही बच्चा मेरे अगेंस्ट है. Because Mahajana, he knows the truth. Whole world may be misdirected. All demigods can get under influence of Maya, but Mahajan won't get under, even if he is 5 years old. So we can learn from him. Mahajana Yana Gata Supanta. So, what is that best knowledge? That is the question by Hiranyakashipu. So, Prahlāda Maharaj was trained by his two teachers, Shanda and Amarka. These two teachers were teaching, employed by Hiranyakashipu. They were sons of the teachers of Asuras. Shukracharya's sons, Shanda and Amarka. So these two were teaching him all diplomacy, politics, skills, how to survive in this world, all things. Just like our modern education. They were being taught to Prahlad. But the question asked to Prahlad was, what is the best knowledge that you have got? So there, Prahlad Maharaj is taking best knowledge and telling it to Hiranyakashipu. This is the verse which is this Nava-Vidha Bhakti. He tells about Nava-Vidha Bhakti. So Shanda and Amarka are stunned. They say, we didn't teach him this. So who taught him? Because the question was, Hiranyakashipu was asking, what is the best of knowledge that you learned from your teachers? And he is saying Nava-Vidha Bhakti. So Shanda and Amarka immediately say, we have not taught this. They are fearful of Hiranyakashipu. They are telling, no, no, we didn't tell him. So when he was in the womb of his mother, Narad Muni spoke the devotional service, the knowledge of the devotional service to Kayadhu, who was the mother of Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj learned this in the womb. And he spoke about it in the sense that this is the best knowledge that I got from my teachers. Because he was referring to Narad Muni as his best teacher. And the best knowledge as spiritual knowledge. So knowledge has two parts, Vidya and Avidya. According to Ishopanishad or Bhagavad Gita, there are two parts of knowledge, Vidya and Avidya. So, Vid means to know, knowledge. Knowledge is divided into two. Kṛṣṇa in the Bhagavad Gita says, Amanitvam Adamnitvam, Ahimsa Kshantirarjavam, Acharyopasanam, Shaucham Sthairyam Atma Vinigraha, Indriyarteshu Vairagyam, Anahankara Evacha, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam, Asaktir Anabhishwangaha, Putradara Grihadishu, Nityam Cha Samachittatvam, Ishtan Ishtopapattishu, Mai Chananya Yogena, Bhaktir Avyabhicharinim, Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, Aratihi Jana Samsadihi. अध्यात्म ज्ञान नित्यत्वम तत्व ज्ञानार्थ दर्शनम एतद् ज्ञानम इति प्रोक्तम अज्ञानम यदतोन्यथा एतद् ज्ञानम इति प्रोक्तम कृष्ण gives a list that I read एतद् ज्ञानम this is knowledge अज्ञानम यथोन्यथा इससे विपरीत जो भी है वो अज्ञान है. So if we want to understand what is meant by knowledge by Kṛṣṇa, Bhagavan, the list I will read: humility, please carefully hear, humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease. We saw evils. So that is knowledge Kṛṣṇa is saying. If somebody feels, "Arey, kya ye log kitna negative bol rahe hain?" Kṛṣṇa is saying this is knowledge. This is truth, reality. Come to the reality. The perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home and the rest. It doesn't say that children, wife, home and everything is illusion. It is saying detachment, not entanglement, freedom from entanglement. Entanglement means उसी से बद्ध होके उसी को सब समझना. Wife, children are not ignorance. Family is not ignorance. But entanglement in it, unnecessarily binding ourselves with only that. I don't have time for spirituality or what you say as knowledge. I have so many duties for my wife, my children and office, and you don't ask me to come to the temple. I don't have time to read Bhagavad Gita. This is entanglement. So Kṛṣṇa is saying this entanglement, freedom is knowledge. If one has knowledge, then it is he's not entangled. even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the jungle mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Now, just try to understand what we feel is knowledge in our illusion condition. In day-to-day life, whom is called as knowledgeable? Probably a dentist who can operate nicely on your dental cavity, probably a doctor, probably a good manager, probably a very nice engineer, scientist. They feel as these are real knowledgeable person, but do they fit in the definition of knowledge given by God Himself? If their knowledge is not in a sense related to all this, then they are in illusion. If they are full of pride by becoming a scientist or a doctor, false ego is blown up and they feel there is nobody superior to them, then it is not pridelessness. And pridelessness is knowledge. Namanti falino vriksha, namanti cha buddhajana, shushpa kashtasya murkasya, na namanti kadachana. Namanti falino vriksha means those who are trees laden with fruits, they bow down. Similarly, namanti cha buddhajana, very intelligent, knowledgeable persons are namanti, means they are humble. So pridelessness is sign of knowledge. But if somebody is puffed up, proud like Hiranyakashypu, then it's not knowledge. So knowledge has vidya and avidya. Vid means to know. Vidya. So vidya and avidya, this difference one must understand in order to understand what is true knowledge and what is not true knowledge. So there are two types of gurus or teachers. We saw it in Positive Thinker, Identifying Spiritual Masters, that there are so many teachers who teach us so many subject matters. But those teachers who teach us skills, the practical day-to-day life bodily maintenance के लिए जो knowledge लगता है, अपने ऑफिस में जो लगता है, अपने प्रोफेशन में जो लगता है, all that knowledge is taught to us by so many teachers. They are also our gurus. But the spiritual master who is teaching transcendental knowledge is referred to as the person who gives you real vidya, which is referred in the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, Hiranyakashipu, when he asks, what is the best of the teachings you received? Then the best of the knowledge is which knowledge? Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Amongst all the Vidya, all the knowledge, the best is Adhyatma Vidya. So the best teaching is Adhyatmic. Best knowledge is Adhyatmic. So our Mahajana, Prahlāda Mahārāja is giving answer that the best of the knowledge I got is about Bhakti, about spirituality. So what he says is Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Satvatam Patihi Shrotavya Kirtitavyasya Dheyah Pujyasya Nityada. Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. Knowledge. So, Ishopanishad says, Vidya and Avidya, both of them are there. Both of them one should study side by side and understand that how Vidya is different than Avidya. Ubhau means both of them can be studied. So, Paramhamsa means one who can discriminate between Vidya and Avidya. Hams, you know Hans. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? English. Swan बोलते हैं ना? Swan. So he can separate milk from water. Similarly, Adhyatma or Vidya can be separated by a Paramhamsa. That this is not knowledge, this is knowledge. He can separate it. So Prahlāda Maharaj is such Mahajan who has told us. So Sri Prahlad Maharaj considered his spiritual master's teachings, Narad Muni's teachings, as transcendental, and therefore he is saying this to Hiranyakashypu immediately. Sri Prahlad Uvacha Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam Iti Pumsam Arpita Viṣṇu Bhaktische Nava-lakṣana. 9 processes or 9 symptoms. Kriyeta Bhagavatyadha Tanmanye Adhitam Uttamam. Adha means directly or completely. Adhitam means learning. Adhitam, मैंने जो अध्ययन किया, adhitam, whatever I learned, amongst that, complete, perfect thing that I learned is this. This is the answer of Prahlāda Maharaj. Nava-Vidha Bhakti. Nava-Vidha Bhakti is epitome of all learnings, all teaching. That is our topic today. Nava-Vidha Bhakti. So, introducing a great personality, you may have to read a great amount of biodata. Similarly, to understand what is Nava-Vidha Bhakti, this is just introduction. How important is Nava-Vidha Bhakti? It's topmost amongst all teachings of spiritual knowledge. That is told to us by a Mahajan, Prahlāda Maharaj. And the translation goes like this. Prahlāda Maharaj said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia and pastimes of Lord Viṣṇu. Shravanam Kirtanam Viṣṇu Smaranam. Remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming His servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto Him. In other words, serving Him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Kṛṣṇa through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So, bhakti, if somebody asks what is bhakti, what is definition of bhakti? This is definition of bhakti. One's sincere endeavor to perform these 9 processes of devotional service is technically called bhakti. The word adha means directly. One who should not be like the karmis who perform, this is Srila Prabhupada's purport that I am reading, who perform pious activities and then formally offer the result to Kṛṣṇa. That is karma kanda. Srila Prabhupada is making a subtle difference between karma kanda and bhakti. Karma kanda means whatever you do, you offer it to Kṛṣṇa. You don't change what you are doing. That is Kṛṣṇa, that is karma. One should not aspire for the results of his pious activities, but should dedicate oneself fully and then act piously. In other words, one should act for the satisfaction of Lord Viṣṇu, not for the satisfaction of his own senses. That is the meaning of the word adha, directly. So, our acharyas have given a very nice definition. Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karma adi anavritam. Anya bhilashita shunyam means not desiring anything else. Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karma adi anavritam. I am not doing it for obtaining knowledge. I am not doing it for my way of karma. I like this type of way, so I do it that way. Karmadi or karma phal, accepting something for the sake of material fruits, endeavoring. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Anupulyena Kṛṣṇānu Shīlanam Bhakti Uttama. Uttam Bhakti, pure devotional service, these 9 processes, the spirit behind it, the consciousness behind it is Anya Bhilashita Shunyam, no Abhilasha. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. Not for the sake of becoming a master of some knowledge and becoming famous in knowledge. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, not attached to one way of working. Anukulyena, what is favorable for Krishna, obtaining Krishna, or what is liked by Krishna. Krishnānushīlanam, following his instructions. Bhakti Ruttama, that is topmost bhakti, pure bhakti. So one should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. One should simply satisfy Krishna without being influenced by fruitive knowledge or fruitive activity. The 9 different processes enunciated by Prahlāda Maharaj, who learned them from Narad Muni, may not all be required. This is cleared by Srila Prabhupada. It's not that all 9 processes are compulsorily to be followed. Even one amongst them, the execution of, if a devotee performs only one of these 9 without deviation, he can attain the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes it is found that when one performs one of the processes, other processes are mixed with it. Automatically they get mixed. So you may not worry too much about following every process, but they will come. That is not improper for a devotee. When a devotee executes any one of the 9 processes, Nava-Lakshana, the word comes. This is sufficient. The other 8 processes are included. Now let us discuss these 9 different processes. Abhi and Nava-Vidha Bhakti. Do we need a break? What is the time? 11:50. We'll take a break of 5 minutes and we'll go to the next. Nava-Vidha Bhakti. What is it? So we'll come to it.